SCP-4653 Ambrosial Insects and Starving Gods. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. All instances of SCP-4653 are kept in standard biological containment in Site-66. SCP-4653-1 is stored in standard liquid containment units and should be regularly checked for leakage. Following recent developments, any building used for the containment or study of SCP-4653 must comply with the NFPA 780 SILIPS. Footnote 1. Standard for the installation of lighting protection systems. Any instance of the species Aquila chrysaetos, footnote 2, known colloquially as the golden eagle, seen in its vicinity is to be monitored due to increased risk of aggression. Description: SCP-4653 is an undocumented species of the Aphidoidea superfamily. Its only anomalous property is the secretion of a saccharine narcotic liquid designated SCP-4653-1 from its anus. When a subject first ingests SCP-4653-1, they will begin to develop a small pouch on the left-hand side of the peritoneum directly connected to the large intestine. Once the pouch is fully developed, a process that takes several days, all components of the digestive system not directly leading to and from it will begin to atrophy. Due to this degeneration, most foods can no longer be digested properly. However, the newly formed pouch allows the subject to subsist on small amounts of SCP-4653-1 with no apparent detrimental effects. Footnote 3. Tests on the effects of long-term consumption are in progress. Notably, as a subject continues to rely on SCP-4653-1 as their only source of nutrition, their opinion of its taste will become more positive over time. Discovery: SCP-4653 was brought to the Foundation's attention in March of 2011 following reports from Litachoro, Greece, of a nearby grove of trees sprouting ambrosia from their bark. Foundation agents quarantined the grove under the cover story of a new outbreak of Mysis periscae and removed SCP-4653 from its trees. Addendum. January 11, 2012. Dr. Dorothy Brutton has been relieved of her duties as head researcher pending confirmation of alleged misconduct. The following email has been logged due to its relevant content as required by RISA Statute ID 9807-E. 2. SCP-4653 Research Team. From Human Resources. Subject: Staffing change. Hello all. As of today, Dr. Brutton will no longer be supervising research of SCP-4653. Dr. Stickle will be taking over her duties. In addition, I would like to reiterate that while taking anything home with you from the site is strictly prohibited without prior approval, attempting to remove anomalous materials is grounds for immediate termination of employment with potential for further investigation. So for both your sake and ours, please keep all your work in the lab. Signed, Mary Cocknell, Human Resources Specialist. Addendum. January 14, 2012. During the initial investigational sweep of Dr. Brutton's office, 5 handwritten letters were found in her desk drawer. Each letter's envelope is devoid of postage, instead featuring a small holographic image of a rainbow in the upper right corner. A date has been written on each letter's envelope in Dr. Brutton's handwriting and is assumed to be the date of reception. March 13, 2011. How foolish are you that you think you can claim the nectar and ambrosia of the gods without consequence? The taste is not suitable for mortal lips. If you do not return our flock by choice, We will descend and take them from the burning wreckage of your temple. You may think yourself strong, but nothing can protect a man from the sky above him. You have 1 week, 7 days due to my divine generosity, before I fry every mortal creature within 500 podes of your property. This will be your only warning. Letter received, May 25th, 2011. Do you find divine rage humorous? You place poles on your roof to catch my vengeance and act as if you have won the game. But you greatly underestimate the sheer power and persistence of a god's wrath. However, I acknowledge that you have a potent bargaining chip in your possession. So, I am allowing you the single chance to request a boon. I have the power of a pantheon at my disposal. Whatever you wish for, you may have for the simplest of trades. I have seen from my throne that you are a woman who yet denies herself the infinite pleasures of womanhood. With the wave of my hand, I could have you swept off your feet by a man or woman who fits so perfectly against you, it's as if I designed them that way. Or are you more fixated on your scientific pursuits? I've known many a philosopher. It is not a novel craving. Return the flock, and I will peel back the surface of the universe for you, and let you play surgeon on its inner workings. I can tell you anything. All you need to do is return the voracious and their ambrosia. I will give you whatever your mortal heart can conceive of. Ah, and if the temptation is insufficient, perhaps your sympathy will tip your hand. You must know by now the effects of ambrosia. After tasting the food of the gods, how could anything compare? Nothing can compare. Nothing can even come close. We are trying, of course. My children are feasting, but without the nectar of our home, the food sits in our stomachs and rots. We are starving to death, Dr. Brutton, full of food more excellent than you could ever dream of. You are killing us. But you can make things right, Doctor. It is not too late. My children's eyes are full of desperation, yes, but they have not gone dark yet. Request your boon and return what was taken, and whatever rage you've instilled in us will soon be eclipsed by relief. But metanoia will not be a possibility for long, Dr. Brutton, and I do not think you wish to experience the alternative. Letter received, July 18th, 2011. My son died today. The first thing he ever asked me for was a bow. He wanted so to have the skill of archery that his sister came to naturally. I will never forget the look of concentration in his eyes as he drew back the bow and fired and sent a gleaming shaft of light soaring past the target and over the hills. His mother and I laughed and laughed and laughed. The first sound he made was a laugh, I think. My firstborn son, Apollo, the first sign that I could be something greater than my father, my first true redemption. The first thing that touched his lips was ambrosia. My son starved to death today. There is no rage left in me. Whatever is left is something new. I have boiled down all the wrath in my guts, it seems, to a solid core of something new. The hunger is rotting it. You are going to rot too, Dr. Brutton. You are going to rot, Dottie Broughton, and I will watch. My eyes are not what they once were, but the eagles still call me their god with pride in their voices, and I have seen you, Dottie Rhea Broughton. I have seen your tiny mortal little life play out from the beginning, and it was nothing. Absolutely nothing. You have studied, and read, and worked your entire life to become something, to do something, and you will never achieve anything so important or so terrible as what you have done here in killing my son. My son. Fine. Fine. As a show of good faith, I will give you your boon in advance. I have decided, Dottie, in my infinite, divine, inimitable wisdom, that you no longer get to die. You no longer get to escape your pathetic scrap of an existence. Another way we are above you. Starving gods may take forever to die, but at least we get to die. Did you know I could do that? After what you took from us, I will get to die, but you, your eyes, your hidden secret organs, the eagles would ascend and peck 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 and peck. Letter received, October 13th, 2011. My children are all dying, Doctor. My children are starving. Dottie Rhea Brutton, one by one, and I can see all, and I am watching it happen. I see everything there is to see, and this is there to see, and I am watching them die. My mother's name was Rhea, you know. She would hide me from my father. She'd sing, she'd hum, run her hand through my hair, while my father, the king of all in one, ripped my siblings to pieces with his teeth, but they came back together. Why won't you come back? Wake up. I did what father did. I bit you. I consumed you. I felt the ichor hit my tongue and there was that old familiar delicious taste, but you still won't wake up. You defer to me. Death defers to me. I am the universe. I am all. I have tasted your skin in your nectaris blood, in your ambrosial cells, and... Letter received, January 9th, 2012. Please, there is nothing left. They are gone. Where did they go? The Styx is not for us. We cannot cross. Where did they go? I've asked, but they won't answer. My wife is dying. My sister is dying. My wife and my sister, and the light of my world is a shell clutched to my chest, and I cannot help her. I cannot tell her how I am alive. I cannot teach my love on her deathbed to repeat the crimes of our father with the bodies of our children. Please. I'm a proud old god, but I will turn myself to dust if you relent. If you save her, it will happen either way, but you will be able to boast. But you can already boast, can't you? You've killed gods without raising a finger. I'm humming her tune, the one my mother taught me to drown out the crunching sounds. I think it's helping. I'll teach it to you too. Nothing is currently known about the original sender of the letters. However, given their clear association with SCP-4653, Mobile Task Force Psi-29029, Alpine Echo, has been dispatched to the Pieria region of Greece along with 100 liters of SCP-4653-1 for the purpose of locating and recovering the author. Addendum, June 15th, 2012. The following letter was delivered this morning to the office of Dr. Stickle, current supervisor of the SCP-4653 research team. Unlike the previous correspondence, its envelope contained postage and a June 4th, 2012 postmark giving the letter's origin as Crete. According to Postal Service logs, delivery was delayed due to the moderate illegibility of the address. A response team has been dispatched to its origin with another 100 liters of SCP-4653-1. They're all gone now. Return to where they came. They all came from me, father to earth, to father again. How is my handwriting? I have not written my own letters since Iris is gone, to the same place as the others. Where did the others go? I'm going there too, I think. I came back to the start, looking for something. I was there before, where they went, I think. I was divine. But I've sucked the last phalange clean, and there's no ambrosia on the morrow. I've checked. I miss my children. I miss my wife. I miss my mother. I miss the laughter before all this. I'm humming, but it's not the same. I hope she understands. Addendum. July 1st, 2012. The following email has been logged due to its relevant content as required by RISA Statute ID 9807-E. 2. Site-66 Personnel. From Basil Miramaka. Subject: Comments on recent events. Personnel of Site-66. In light of recent events, I would like to clear up a misconception about the Foundation's goal. We are not here, in fact, to mindlessly collect and placate everything even slightly out of the ordinary, nor is our purpose to gain power and influence. Our mission, across the entire organization, is to maintain as livable a world as possible for as many people as possible. We secure and we contain, yes, but only in service to those we protect. With that in mind, I would like to make something very clear. If you try to work around the Foundation's protocols and secrecy for some perceived great good, you're not a hero. You're a fool. The Foundation has a hell of a lot of experience when it comes to figuring out the best course of action to help people. Keeping information from the organization at large because you think you can do better will do nothing but cause unnecessary damage. And, hell, if you're already doing the right thing, the Foundation can probably do it faster and with a lot more manpower. We are not cruel. We are not cold. We simply do what is necessary to keep the world from falling apart. If you can't tell the difference, then find a new line of work. Signed, Dr. Miramaka, Site Director. Thank you for listening to SCP-4653, Ambrosial Insects and Starving Gods, by a guy who really likes bugs, or Saunderance. If you enjoyed this SCP, please like and subscribe, and follow the link in the description to the SCP Wiki, and vote up the article to support the author and the SCP Wiki as a whole.